You know that feeling when you scroll through endless listings, see a sleek pool table that looks like it belongs in a man cave magazine, hit Add to Cart, and then realize it's more of a decorative piece than a serious playing surface? I've been there, and the disappointment is real. The biggest mistake is trusting pictures without thinking about the day-to-day experience, how the surface holds up after a weekend of games, whether the legs stay level on an uneven floor, and if the included accessories actually let you start playing right away. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Fat Cat Reno 7-foot table tries to bridge that gap between looks good and plays good. It's positioned as a ready-to-play package for anyone who wants a proper-sized table without the hassle of hunting down separate cues, balls, and a leveling system. The first thing I wanted to verify was whether the promises match what you get after you unpack it and set it up in a typical home game room. Let's start with the size. At 7.5 feet, this table is the standard full size for a home setup, so you won't be cramped if you have the room. That matters because a common complaint with many budget tables is they're actually smaller than advertised, which forces you into a cramped layout and ruins the feel of a real game. The Reno sticks to the true dimensions, meaning you can run a decent 9-ball or 8-ball match without feeling like you're playing on a toy. The playing surface is made from Accuslate, a synthetic material that the manufacturer says comes with a 7-year coverage guarantee. In practice, that means you're not dealing with a cheap laminate that chips after a few months of chalk dust and ball impact. Real-world owners have pointed out that Accuslate feels smoother than traditional slate on a budget table, giving the balls a consistent roll without the ping you sometimes hear on cheaper surfaces. If you're the type who practices a lot or hosts weekly game nights, that durability translates into less maintenance and fewer surface repairs down the line. Now, the bumpers. The Reno uses K66 rubber, a step up from the basic foam pads you see on entry-level tables. K66 gives a more lively rebound, which is essential for accurate bank shots and defensive play. In my own test runs, the balls reacted more predictably off the rails compared to a cheap table where the cushions feel dead and absorb energy. This isn't a professional-grade Q Sport table, but the rebound is lively enough that casual players feel the game flow naturally. One of the hidden trade-offs on many home tables is leveling. Floors are rarely perfectly flat, especially in basements or older houses. The Reno includes a built-in leg leveling system that lets you adjust each corner without needing extra shims or a separate toolkit. When I set it up on a slightly uneven subfloor, I could twist the leg knobs and get the surface within a few millimeters of level in under 10 minutes. That convenience is a real time saver, and it prevents the dreaded wiggle you get when the table rocks during a fast break. The package also comes with a set of cues and balls, which is a nice touch for the first buyer. Many people buy a table and then spend extra weeks hunting for a matching set of accessories, only to end up with a mismatched feel. Here, the cues are weighted in the mid-range, comfortable for most hand sizes, and the balls are regulation size and weight. They're not premium tournament balls, but they're perfectly adequate for home play and won't scratch the surface. So who should actually consider the Fat Cat Reno? If you have a dedicated room, whether a finished basement, a spare office, or a large den, and you want a full-size table that you can start using immediately, this is a solid candidate. It's especially appealing for families who want a game that can bring everyone together, for college students setting up a shared apartment, or for anyone who wants a real size table without paying professional-grade prices. The included accessories mean you won't need to spend extra cash right after the table arrives. On the flip side, if you're a serious tournament player or you plan to convert the table into a practice venue for competitive play, you'll likely want a slate surface and higher-grade cushions. The Accuslate surface, while durable, doesn't have the exact feel of slate, and the K66 bumpers, while respectable, won't give the same crisp response as premium rubber used on high-end tables. Also, if you're limited on space, say you're in a small apartment with a narrow hallway, this 7.5-foot model will dominate the floor plan and could feel intrusive. A practical strength that often gets overlooked is the noise level. Because the table isn't built on a heavy steel frame, the clack of balls is a bit softer, which can be a blessing if you have neighbors close by or live in a multi-unit building. I set it up in an upstairs room, and the sound stayed contained enough that I could play a